Hey friends, Karen Basket DIYer here. Okay, you guys, so if you're a tumbler maker, you obviously watch tumbler tutorial videos. So the tumbler that I'm gonna be making for you today has already been done by a super awesome tumbler maker that I totally look up to, even though I feel like I'm probably about 10 years older than her. But she has so inspired me over my tumbler making journey. One of the very first tumbler makers that I ever started watching. So she is definitely getting a shout out in this tutorial. So you have to follow along and figure out who it is. But anyways, she created this and I, like I said, fell in love with it. And my husband came down to turn off my turners a couple of nights ago for me, and he came back upstairs and was like, oh my goodness, that Halloween tumbler is amazing, and he absolutely loved it. And I told him, sorry, I can't even take full credit for it. But I did change it up a little bit, so it's not identical. But overall, this ombre, a haunted house, Halloween themed, I just love this so much. Halloween is my absolute favorite time of the year. I love to decorate my house and go all out. We have a fun party, all that jazz. So anyways, just stay tuned, follow along. While you're here, like, subscribe, follow if you haven't done that already. But just stay tuned, follow along, and I will walk you through the steps and show you how I created mine. So here you can see I'm using the Flippin' Awesome paints from the Crystalac store, and I've already sanded and prepped my tumbler. And my brushes, I tend to let them dry up and just get out of control. So I am just putting this on with a piece of shredded up t-shirt. I actually found that I got good coverage. I didn't have to do 2 coats on this because it all covered up really well the first time doing it this way. So not a bad idea. I was also able to ombre. I mean, I know it's getting covered up by glitter and all in a little bit, but I created a pretty good ombre effect with this technique. Or better than usual, I should say. Okay, so what you see here is the design I've come up with. I went into Cricut Design Space and went to images over here, and then I just searched for haunted. And as you can see, like different Halloween scenes and things pop up. And I went and found like this haunted house right here, and a couple of others right here, and then this one. I selected each of those, and then I also went back and found just a single tree, and then I just duplicated the tree, as you can see here. And then the houses, I spread them out, and I just kind of spaced them where they're almost touching but not quite. And then I lined them all up. I've already done this. I aligned them. I went up here to align, and I selected it and selected bottom alignment. And then I adjusted it a little bit according to the size of my cup, which I'm doing a 12-ounce low ball, which is just basically just a short, thick type cup. So my circumference is 11 inches. Then I went over here to shapes, and I selected a square, and I turned it into a rectangle, as you see here. And then I got it close to the bottom. I didn't want to cover up too much. I'm going to enlarge this just a little. I didn't want it to cover up any of my fun stuff like through here. And then I just selected it all and welded it together. Okay, I'm gonna turn it black so it's easier to see. So there is my little Halloween scene. Okay, and you all know that I like to just kind of create my own stuff, so this is what I came up with. Okay, now then I'm just going to print this on water slide paper, and I'm starting to think that it's not going to work because the size of it. Darn, I may have to print it in 2 sections. And then I'm going to take a shape, enlarge it. Well, I need to unweld it. and probably just cut this in half. Oh, trying to line it up. I'll just slice that. And there may be a better way to do this. I don't know. Okay, I can hide that one. So now I have two separate ones, and these will totally fit on my water slide paper now if I try to go make it. And see, now it's gonna allow me to put those images, and then I can just connect them whenever I do my water slide, you know, when I apply it to the cup. So that's not a big deal at all. So I can just go ahead and hit print and it will be ready. I hope that all makes sense for you. One more thing real quick, I'm gonna mirror this and try a different way of doing water slides than I've done in the past, because you've seen me struggle. Not gonna lie, I do struggle with water slides. So I'm gonna try to apply this like a tattoo, basically, like a temporary tattoo. So like I said, I mirrored it, and then I'm just gonna continue, send it to the printer, and I'm gonna turn the bleed off, because I will be cutting this out by hand. And this is the water slide paper that I use. I get this off of Amazon, and I'll link it for you below. And then I sealed my water slide with Rust-Oleum 2 times. I sealed it 3 times, and then I had to wait 48 hours for it to dry. So in the meantime, I moved on and did other things. So I don't usually wear a glove when applying Brite tone, but I'm going to for this one because I am going to need to move fast. The Brite tone starts to dry pretty quickly, and I am going to be using Brite tone to apply my glitter. I'm going to be using a variety of glitter. I'm using a Walmart Purple Parade, Purple Plasma by Makerflow. I've got this little carousel from Michaels that has my green in it, and then Obsidian by Glitter and Grand. So just a variety, and like I said, I need to move fast to get these on here. So that's why I'm wearing the glove. Got my Brite tone right here, and I'm going to be putting it on a little thicker than normal, just because I'm using it for the glitter application. I think I've got that on there pretty good. I'm just going to kind of turn it as I sit here and let it self-level a little bit. And now then, I'm gonna just take some of this purple chunky. I'm just gonna push that out here. And just sprinkle a little bit of it on. I know I'm doing this very similar to Sandy from Sandy's Organized Chaos cup, because I loved her so much. Just kind of giving you the Crystalac version, and hers is a bajillion times better. Trust me, I know. She's been making tumblers for so long and does such an amazing job. So now I'm gonna just go stick this on my turner and let it dry for 4 hours. You know, I keep forgetting to mention this in all of my videos, but once my cup has been turning for 1 hour, I can remove it. I can take it, you know, take the arm off the turner and remove it and go put it upright on a drying rack. That way I can continue on with other tumblers if I need that turner. So that's the other cool thing about Crystalac products, or using the Brite tone, is that, like I said, I can just move on to another project and free up my turner space. Now that that's all nice and dry, I'm going to use my glitter glue to seal my glitter. This is just really helpful when it comes to moving on to your Brite tone layers. It just helps, you know, from using so much more Brite tone, really. You can use Brite Tone here, but I choose to use glitter glue. It just makes the whole process a lot easier, and it only requires 2-hour dry time. Okay, and so this is smushing. You hear it mentioned a lot in the Crystalac world. Basically, you take your parchment paper and you roll your tumbler in the parchment paper, applying firm pressure, and this helps flatten out your glitter. This is super helpful, especially if you're using chunky glitter. I used finer glitter here, but it helps to get a smoother surface faster so that when you move on to your Brite Tone layers, you don't have to do as much sanding and all that jazz. And I did about 2 to 3 layers of Brite Tone and did a level sand after, I believe, the 3rd one before moving on to my water slide. I'm just cutting it out, and I printed it in reverse because I'm doing it more like a tattoo. I'm hoping that I have a little bit better success with it this way than I do the old way that the normal way you're supposed to apply it, I guess. I don't know if there is a normal way, but hopefully this will go a little better for me. And you can probably see that I had some issues with my Brite Tone and glitter sticking. Not even gonna matter because most of this is gonna be covered by water slide and then a smoke effect or cloud effect. And then I think I have one more thing I'm gonna do to it after that, but I'm not gonna tell you, we're just gonna wait and see. So. I also have learned that whenever you're applying a water slide, you need to wet your cup just a little bit so that you can move and shift your image around a bit if needed. Okay, wish me luck. Oh my word. What the heck? That is so much easier than the way I have struggled with for so long. Wow. You guys, holy cow. Sheesh. So, now just to let this dry really well, make sure all my water's out from and under it, and then I'll move on. So now that my water slide is nice and dry, I am adding my first coat of Brite Tone. And here I'm going to be adding some mica powders for some extra added cool effects. I got a really great set of mica powders off of Amazon, and I'm going to link those for you below. I'm using the Black Diamond, and I'm putting just a tiny bit of Brite Tone in a medicine cup and a little bit of that Black Diamond mica powder, mixing it up really well, and then just using a popsicle stick to apply it. I'm just kind of trying to cover up my little seam there and just make it a little less obvious. Just smearing and smudging until I am happy with that look. I'm also hitting the bottom there, as you see, because when I was doing my level sand earlier, I sanded a little too hard and removed some of my glitter off the bottom. So just trying to cover that. Okay, now that I'm using white diamond mica powder mixed the same way with just a little bit of Brite Tone, and I am just going to be applying this around the top and kind of over the trees and over the fronts of the houses, and just kind of randomly for a fog smoke effect. Probably fog, not smoke. Just kind of that eerie haunted look. You just play around with it until you get it the way you like it. It starts to dry pretty quick, the Brite Tone, so you kind of have to work fast. And this adds a little bit of cool dimension to it too. But again, just play around, have fun with it. And right about here, I got smart and had my cup spin the opposite direction, and it made it so much easier to apply. I added a little bit of that white diamond down in the bottom, and it just looked super cool, I thought. So I allowed this layer to dry for 4 hours, and then I just continued on every 4 hours with my Brite tone until I achieved the super smooth, flawless finish. And oh my word, I have to agree with my husband. Yeah, this is definitely our favorite tumbler that I've ever made. Just super cool, lots of dimension, just fun if you like Halloween. Here I'm just giving you a view of each and every side. Each house is different. And I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll like, subscribe, follow, be creative, come up with your own little scene for it. Go check out Sandy's channel if you haven't done so yet. She has some super awesome tutorials, and I think you would enjoy those. So thanks so much for watching, and be on the lookout for future Tumbler tutorials and DIYs.